with extreme pleasure that I rise today to report on the arrival of cruise ships into Wallaroo in the Copper Coast on the Yorke Peninsula for the first time ever, and it happened just over this most recent summer period. Mr Acting Speaker, the first ship, the Vasco da Gama, docked at Wallaroo on 7 December and was greeted by plenty of locals geared up to lay out the welcome mat and welcome everyone on board on shore. Those locals, Mr Speaker, that went to such great lengths to lay out the welcome mat recognise the value of such cruise ships and the visits that they provide and the benefits for the local tourism economy and small businesses in surrounding towns. So many community groups gathered together to ensure that the first visit would not be the last, and I particularly commend the significant efforts and work by Copper Coast Council staff and Mayor Rosalind Talbot and CEO Russell Peat, as well as particularly Lynn Sperling, who worked tirelessly in her capacity as Council Tourism Coordinator to ensure that the visits went smoothly and volunteer greeters were trained and ready for the important role they would play in ensuring visiting passengers would have an enjoyable time. Mr Acting Speaker, it's with great pleasure that I report the first ship contained some 967 passengers as well as 543 crew. Mindful of the importance of first impressions, when disembarking they were greeted, provided information and directed to activities and sites that we had on offer. The Wallaroo Main Street many enjoyed the Wallaroo Main Street and the markets organised especially for the occasion by the NYP Rotary Club, with 50 market stallholders there offering their wares. Also organised especially for the occasion were town shuttle buses and 2 ship shuttles. The passengers enjoyed inter-cruise tours to the historic Wallaroo Walk and to the Farmshed Museum and Tourism Centre at Kadina, and also to the Camelot Gardens in Kadina, an acclaimed garden created and maintained by Helen and Dean Rodder from their home, which, Mr Acting Speaker, is right around the corner from mine, and it's a tremendous garden for whoever anyone's in town would like to visit. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to show you through. Mr Acting Speaker, other passengers disembarked to enjoy tours of Moonta Mines, the Moonta Road Tram, Celtic Cuppa experiences, pasty making and an op shop tour. Well done to all involved in offering these experiences, which no doubt led to the even better patronised second cruise ship visit to Wallaroo that occurred on the 3rd of January. On this ship, Mr Acting Speaker, there were 1,292 passengers and 537 crew on board the Vasco da Gama again. And again, Mr Acting Speaker, the markets were there to greet the disembarking passengers. Many more enjoyed the hop-on, hop-off town shuttle buses to Kadina and Moonta and back, and there were increased ship shuttles operating in the morning, bringing passengers and crew to and from the ship to the John Terrace Reserve area. Unfortunately, bad weather forced the cancellation of one of the scheduled cruise ship visits and also some inter-cruises and local tours on the second visit. But all stakeholders, community groups and businesses are looking forward to again welcoming more cruise ships in the 2020-21 season, the first one for Wallaroo due to arrive on Wednesday, 16 December. Mr Acting Speaker, I cannot commend enough the efforts of the more than 70 local volunteers who attended information sessions and registered to help direct and welcome passengers upon their arrival. So much preparation was required to become a new destination for the cruise ship visits, which included significant council work to provide suitable parking areas for tour buses, improvements to the port, etc., etc. All involved mindful that first impressions count and that cruise ships coming to our shores may very well be the catalyst for major spin-off benefits for local businesses and tourism operators, not only in the Copper Coast, Mr Acting Speaker, but across the Yorke Peninsula, mid-north and into the neighbouring Clare Valley. Overall, across the state, it was a very busy cruise season last summer, bringing in multi-million-dollar economic benefits for our state. Last year, more than 182,000 passengers arrived at South Australian ports, some 12,000 more than the previous year, and it is fantastic that they visited and experienced more regional communities than ever before, including, and somewhat biasedly, Mr Acting Speaker, Wallaroo. Latest statistics highlight the cruise sector injected more than $145 million into the state economy last year, compared to $114 million the year before. Across the state, there were some 80 scheduled cruise ships visiting South Australian ports, including 38 visits to Adelaide, 26 visits to Penneshaw, and they need that now more than ever, Mr Acting Speaker, 13 to Port Lincoln and 2 to Wallaroo. It's a great outcome for all those regions and for tour operators, pubs, wineries, shops, visitor service providers and communities who have the opportunity to showcase their unique rural lifestyle. Mr Acting Speaker, well done to all on the Copper Coast to ensure that when our first ship passengers arrive, they were offered a wide range of activities and treated to a wonderful experience on the Copper Coast.
Deputy Leader.
Thank you.